Rise all nations. Will you be bold or will you fold? As nations rise from tribe to tribe, they thought he died.
Hey everyone, it's Brittany with Rise All Nations, and today we're just going to look at some scriptures talking about ancient idolatry. Okay, so I just want you to have the foundation of where this idolatrous practice has come from. And so we hear a lot about New Age practices, right? But the thing about it is there's nothing new about them. So they're very ancient things that have been going on for thousands of years. And so we just want to read the Word of God, and so that we're able to understand where this all comes from. All right, so let's go into the Word. Deuteronomy chapter 4. So do not corrupt yourselves by making an idol in any form, whether of a man or a woman, an animal on the ground, a bird in the sky, a small animal that scurries along the ground, or a fish in the deepest sea. And when you look up into the sky and see the sun, moon, and stars, all the forces of heaven, don't be seduced into worshiping them. The Lord your God gave them to all the peoples of the earth. Alright, so we see here we're not supposed to make any form of an idol, not even worshiping the sun, moon, and the stars. Okay, so let's read Deuteronomy 7, let's read Deuteronomy 4, 23 and 25. So be careful not to break the covenant the Lord your God has made with you. Do not make idols of any shape or form, for the Lord your God has forbidden this. The Lord your God is a devouring fire. He is a jealous God. Alright, so God has forbidden it, and He's a jealous God. So we don't want the wrath of fire of God coming upon us because we want to worship idols. Alright, Deuteronomy 7, 1 through 6. When the Lord your God brings you into the land you are about to enter and occupy, He will clear away many nations ahead of you. The Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. These 7 nations are greater and more numerous than you. When the Lord your God hands these nations over to you and you conquer them, you must completely destroy them. Make no treaties with them and show them no mercy. You must not intermarry with them. Do not let your daughters and sons marry their sons and daughters, for they will lead your children away from me to worship other gods. Then the anger of the Lord will burn against you, and He will quickly destroy you. This is what you must do. You must break down their pagan altars and shatter their sacred pillars, cut down their Asherah poles, and burn their idols. For you are a holy people who belong to the Lord your God. Of all the people on earth, the Lord your God has chosen you to be His own special treasure. All right. So he's saying they weren't even supposed to intermarry, because he knew once they intermarried with other nations that they would be lured into worshiping their gods. Okay, and so God knew. That's why he warned them, but he also told them to go and conquer these nations. And because the Israelites let fear come forth, they weren't able to conquer all the nations as they were commanded to. And so because they didn't conquer these nations, they mingled with these nations, and it ended up bringing idol worship to them. They began to see what the pagan worship and pagan rituals that the other nations were doing, and they wanted to be a part of it. Verse 16 says, must destroy all the nations the Lord your God hands over to you. Show them no mercy and do not worship their gods, or they will trap you. Okay, so this is important. He's letting them know, even if you entertain it, if you don't go and stop this right now, if you don't go and destroy them, they're going to be a trap to you. Okay, and so now if we don't go and destroy the things that those small weights that easily beset us, those little things, then we allow the enemy to come in to steal, kill, and destroy. It becomes a trap for us. If we're not guarding our eyes and not guarding our ear gates, and we just let whatever in, it can become a trap to us. Let's go to Deuteronomy 12, verses 2 and 4. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 12, verses 29 to 32. When the Lord your God goes ahead of you and destroys the nations, and you drive them out and live in their land, do not fall into the trap of following their customs and worshiping their gods. Do not inquire about their gods, saying, how do these nations worship their gods? I want to follow their example. You must not worship the Lord your God the way the other nations worship their gods, for they perform their gods every detestable act that the Lord hates. They even burn their sons and daughters as sacrifices to their gods. So be careful to obey all the commands I give you. You must not add anything to them or subtract anything from them. So think about yoga. We put the name tag of Christian on top of it. He says, you must not add anything to them or subtract anything from them. We make it seem blameless. We make it seem, I'm just stretching. But no, you don't subtract anything from it. It is still a pagan worship that you are doing, that you are partaking in. So we have to be aware of the history behind these new age practices that are not new, but are ancient, that have ancient pagan rituals and deities attached to them. All right. And our last scripture I'm going to look at is Deuteronomy 13, 1-5. Suppose there are prophets among you, or those who dream dreams about the future, and they promise you signs or miracles, and the predicted signs or miracles occur. If they then say, come, let us worship other gods you have not known before, do not listen to them. The Lord your God is testing you to see if you truly love him with all your heart and soul. Serve only the Lord your God and fear him alone. Obey his commands, listen to his voice, and cling to him. So let us be on guard. Let us be alert. Let us know what the word of God says. Let's test every spirit to know what the operation behind it is. All right, let us not be pulled away by the culture and the things that may seem cool to do, but let us know the history of everything that we partake in, that it be glorifying to God. And even when someone seems to operate in something that is spiritual, and they may even seem to operate within power, there is dark power and there is power from God. And so we need to know the difference between the two, be able to discern the difference between the two so that we are not deceived. All right. So please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I want you to share with someone you love. All right. Go out and be blessed and stay alert.
Just weather the storm. You are the one that rep for the sun. Don't start the battle until it is won. They asking for change. You are the one. They wanting a war. Well, it's begun. Fight for my God all day.